Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today, something brand new from Ryefield model. Their kit number 5126, the German King Tiger with the Henschel turret upgrade version, which has got all sorts of goodies in it. Let me give you a flavour of this. It's just arrived in the UK, retailing, I think it seems quite good value, this kit, retailing for around about the £48 mark. Recommended retail. It's got a metal barrel, movable interior set of artillery, photo etch clamps, photo etch anti-aircraft armour. If you don't like photo etch, you might be into trouble here. 3D printed muzzle brake, cool. 3D printed headlights, 3D printed cable eyes, 3D printed fire extinguisher, workable mirror tracks, movable torsion bar, disassembled side skirts, disassembled drive wheels with 4 types of teeth plate. Sounds like it's got the lot, you know what I mean? Everybody likes a King Tiger, don't they? This isn't mine, this has been loaned to the channel by a good friend of the channel, Stewart. But look at the side, it gives you a flavour about what you're getting. I mean, for something under £50, this seems like a lot of kit to me. Yeah, I think that if you want a big King Tiger, this might be the way to go. But be wary, because obviously, as we know, they tend to be very part heavy. Look at all the photo etch you get. You can have the side plates of the side skirts removed. You've got all these extras, including photo etch for all the grab handles, and then you've got these what they call mirror tracks. But again, be wary. If you like a straightforward, simple build, Ryefield model may not be for you, because they tend to be super detailed, don't they? Other side, and we've got shows all the torsion bars, and you see what I mean, can't you? Already, oh, I'm getting a headache already. So it's already looking fairly complicated, you know. And then you've got all these parts. You've got a metal barrel here. It's a lot of kit for your money. A lot of kit for your money. A lot of King Tiger. And I mean, everybody loves a King Tiger, don't they? Well, monsters, weren't they? What were they? 70 tons, 75 tons. Crazy machine, absolutely crazy. Too big for its own engine and gearbox was the problem with these. Let's have a look at what we got. This I've been quite looking forward to be honest. And they've got resealable bags, so that's nice. That means it makes it a lot quicker and easier for us to tackle. My goodness, look at all that. Oh, it's got metal shells, it didn't mention them. 88mm shells in metal. Ooh, we're in for a bit of a treat today, I think. This is going to be quite good fun. Building it, on the other hand, that could be quite a different matter. Yikes. Oh, it's got the many pins. Ooh. Yes, I like the little resin parts. You're getting a lot of stuff though in here. I think it's already looking like a bargain, really. So, let us have a look. Let's have a look. So, where to begin? There's so much stuff really. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it. Oh, look at these tracks. Oh, those of you that don't like repetitive work better look away now. Oh my lord, there's 200 tracks basically. Right, does it say what the part count is? Because they never do, right? Do they now? It won't say on it, they never do. Okay, let's see what we got then. Let's, not sure how to tackle this, there's so much to go. I think we'll tackle all the little individual bags first and then go to the sprues after. So, we've got a colour call-out sheet which seems to be separate. Let's zoom in. A separate colour call-out sheet here. This SS Panzerabteilung, Danzig, Germany, April 1945. Got the late war scheme on it. And then SS Panzerabteilung 502, May 1945 again. And the same, but the third company, it's all 1945, I mean, March 1945, I mean, May 1945, the war is over. For you, the war is over in 1 week, okay? So there's not a lot of war left in any of these. It's the last fling of the Tiger, isn't it, really? Anyway, we get this nice sort of A4 sized instruction book. Only thing that lets it down, I can tell you straight away, very predictably, is there's no history. Nothing to tell you about this vehicle at all, which always irritates me anyway. We've got the sprue maps, And then straight away you're going to start with what turns out to be, you've got a bathtub style hull. So you end up getting that out, and then you've got some detail work for the side plates. Then you're going to build up all your torsion bars. Sorry, I'm just going to zoom you slightly more. Building up all the torsion bars, which looks very good. I mean, this has got full interior, hasn't it? I think it has. Certainly got most of the interior that you're going to need. And then it's got some nice, I do like the way they use colour, which is actually quite refreshing. Something Tamiya could do with doing, actually. Building up your base then, your main lower hull, putting on all your road wheels and your drive sprockets. This is certainly going to be a much bigger, more complicated build than my very simple Tamiya one. Old school. It's about 30 years old, isn't it? And you've got your transmission. And you've actually got, has it actually got transmission gears as well? I do believe it. Oh Lord, here we go. Oh, I'm going to need headache tablets for this. Look, you've got transmission gears with reducer gear. Look at that. I don't believe it. Really? Within the transmission. Good Lord. Incredible. Then over here, you're going to do, obviously, basically going to do the other side again. Putting in all your road wheels. Building up your back plate, your back bulkhead, completing your exhaust system on the back. And again, a lot of detail. This is a super detailed King Tiger. I mean, I know it's not for everybody to have such a complex kit, but you can't knock them for value, can you? Because they do provide a hell of a lot of kit for the money. And then here you've got your armour plating that surrounds the exhaust to stop them being taken out by a shell. So that once it's telling you to highlight the bolts as well. And finally you put all that the back wall on, complete with its tow hooks, onto the chassis. And then you're going to build up your engine compartment. Then we're going to work on our, looks like an MG34, is that? Or is it a 43? Might be a 43 actually. It hasn't got the shroud around the barrel, interestingly. Not quite sure which one that is, but your machine gun anyway. Then you've got a few holes to drill just in the top deck. You've got this, the machine gun is going to go through the internal glasses, popping out of the gun port, and then you've got lots of little photo etch brackets and clamps on this tank. Several of them going in here, and plus you've got the rear deck hatch for the engine. So popping that in there, and then again we've got yet more of them. You're actually, oh my god, this is the detail of a Ryefield model. This is just this bit here is the spade. Oh my lord, oh my stars! I mean, look at that. That is the spade and the clamp that holds the spade. Incredibly. Same here for your winching tool, and here you've got the crowbar, the track tool crowbar there, and they've all got these brackets on them and all sorts of stuff. You've got your cover there for your machine gun port going on, and then your sort of the roof of the main hull coming in there. You have got your towing cables coming on here, and idler sprocket at the back, and again it's got a polycap on it, so it's quite complicated relatively speaking. Then you've got various grills and vents which have got mesh on them, so I guess that's coming in with a photo etch. Track links, 90 pieces for each side. Yowza. Okay. Good for a rainy day though. Very boring if it's you got some in-laws around or something and you want to go and just be busy with something else. This could be a better alternative. Then you've got the wire cutters and a clamp for them going next to that the rear vent, the fan vent. Again, it's got a grill on it. Same again on the other side with the other fan vent, another grill. Oh, lots of photo etch and clamps. These clamps are everywhere, aren't they? This is going to take months and months and months to build. This would take me probably 3 years to build. Ah, shucks. Yeah, you've got your engine, and you got your engine hatches, complete again with all the clamps and the grab handles. You've got your headlights going in here. These are photo etched. You see them in like a pink colour. It's a resin 3D printed. Big pun. Same on that side. So the pink, the sort of salmon pink, is 3D printed resin. More photo etched grills going on this side, and you got your mudguards going on. Putting in that engine deck at the back. Then we're on to our side skirt protecting the tracks. You've got many brackets to go on there, 10 of them in total. Then you're going to build up your 88mm gun breech, and here we go. Again, lots of little brackets, quite a lot of parts. Super detailed, little levers and everything. Look at that, fantastic, really. Then you've got the recoil suppression system, shock absorbers. They're going in there, and then you've got the final breech piece. Is that a seat? It's upside down, isn't it? Is that a seat, or is that just it's the locking mechanism, isn't it? Shut the breech, I think. There's a lot of fine parts going on here. Good lord. And then basically you mount that to the base of the turret. Then you've got the outer turret to come on here. Well, you've got an outer and an inner. It's like a sleeve system that we've seen before. Mounting that to the base that you've just built, I should say. Then we've got all the cupola, which is very complicated, with all its periscopes and grab handles going in there. Mounting, that's definitely an MG34 machine gun this time. MG34 machine gun going in there for the turret, and there's a gunner's hatch. Putting in your gunner's hatches for his access hatch with the door, the grab handles on it as well. And then you've got, obviously that one is the round one is the commander's hatch. They have like an air filter seal thing, don't they, in case of gas, I think. And then you've got the other hatch, which is this is the back hatch now. It goes on the back of the turret, back access hatch. Again, lots of brackets, PE. It's all hinged. PE brackets on the side for the spare track links. You've got a spring in here, so you've got a anti-recoil spring, which is quite cool, going in on the barrel. And then you've got your actual barrel end itself. Don't forget the barrel is in fact metal in this kit. Well, they provide a plastic one as well. I suspect they may do actually. They often do this, Ryefield. And then you've got that beautiful muzzle brake, which is of course in pink here because it's photo etch. I keep saying photo etch. It's resin, 3D printed resin. Beg pardon. And then you've got your aerials to go in, and they actually do provide an aerial piece. Not expecting to melt a bit of plastic. And you put your now your cannon is all mounted onto your turret. Your turret goes into the main hull, and that's it. The job's pretty much done. That's the lot. Okay. So it's going to be quite tricky going through this. I may be a bit quieter than usual, which some of you might think is a blessing. But I say that because there's going to be a lot of parts I won't be able to identify what the heck they are. Anyway, let's get cracking and see what we've got. So the instructions are good. I just still can't understand why Ryefield cannot provide a little bit of history. You know, it would take somebody probably less than an hour to do that. I just don't understand it. Anyway, I'm going to start with these beautiful resin 3D printed parts because I think you're really going to like this. And they are the fire extinguisher, the towing eyes, and the muzzle, the headlight, and the gun muzzle brake. So I get zoomed in here. And remember, it's actually this pink, salmony pink, is actually works better with my camera than when it's kind of this pale grey that they often use. They have a pale grey or a very pale sort of fawn colour, but the camera seems to like this a bit better. So I like the way they've done this. It's like a baby's cot, isn't it? Cradle. But you can see the detail there, can't you? That muzzle here, that muzzle brake looks absolutely brilliant. And they've kept it relatively simple, really. All you do with this is just go around and cut out the outside off, and then you've got access to everything quite easily, I think. Those towing eyes look nice. Fire extinguisher's good. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I like it. Nothing not to like there. And it comes in this very nice little sort of locking top box. Cool. So that's the first item. The next bag we've got, well, just a bunch of old poly. We won't bother opening this. Just a bunch of old poly caps. That's all that one is. Next one we have got. We're going to go to this one because this is the glamour bag. Sorry, I need to bring you back a bit. This is the bag that's got the gun barrel in it. I think it's going to be quite impressive. That is a beautiful barrel, actually. In fact, it's very well finished, beautifully finished. Yeah, that's nice, actually. Look at that. There's some really good detail going on here. Look at the indentations there, where the outer, sort of outer and inner barrel have got these locking rings. That's really, really well done. I don't know if it's coming out in the camera too well. It's the reflection, but it's very, very good. Yeah. Very, very nice barrel that. That's a good start. But then we have got, let's get to the bag out. Then we've got, there's a little bit of thread here. Like, I suppose with the toe cable, I'm not too sure. You've got the bag here with your spring in it, suppression spring. And more thread for cable. You've got some copper wire, I'm not sure exactly what that's used for. And then most interestingly of all, you've got this bag of these rather nifty looking 88mm shells, which definitely want examining. Now then, those are really nice. Now if you remember last time when we looked at the Jagdpanther a month or so ago, that wasn't so good from Ryefield. They were plastic of course, and they'd attached the sprue gate contact point right at the base here, which wasn't the best place for it, to be quite honest. Now why does that have a protrusion? They actually have, if you can see this. Maybe you can if my camera wake up. There's a protrusion there, so I think there's a base. I think it has a little base piece, probably in plastic. But look at these, aren't these nice? Yeah. Yeah, those are really nicely turned, I should say, because they're not moulded, obviously they're turned, but they're beautiful. I say it has this protrusion at the back, which I think is for I think they have a plastic base. The percussion cap will be. They're all the same. So there's 4 of those in that little bag. Quite a nice little set, that. So that's very good. Like that. Going well so far. So far so good. I'll just pop these all back in the... I like the way they provide a bigger outer bag for them all to go back into, so you don't lose anything. Quite sensible, isn't it? Very logical. Now then, let's have a look at these tracks and let's get this horror out of the way. So there's 180 of these. Oh my god. 180! And it won't be finished in 3 darts either, you know what I mean? This is going to take hours and hours and hours. So there's that, and then there's the pins here for that actually go into the track. To actually join them together now. I know some of you don't like this. I've had 1 or 2 complaints from Jason and other people that have actually done these. They are a bit laborious, it has to be said. Now I think they come with a jig somewhere. We haven't got to that yet, I don't think, but I think there's a jig to help you to actually place them in. Yes, it is. It's over here, I think. Yeah, they're here, in fact. Let me just get that out and show you so we know what we're talking about. There we are. The idea is we place the, as it's shown in the instructions, you place the I think I'm right. Place the tracks in the jig. Whoops. Place the tracks in the jig, and basically they kind of slot in that way, I think it is, and they kind of slot in temporarily, and then you take these pins, and because the jig spaces them perfectly, you can then push them in. It's tricky though, and it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, obviously you can see they're kind of slide moulded. They've got an open-ended orifice for the pins all the way along the edge. You've just got to, just get into a rhythm, I suppose. It's like those of you that build ships and things like that. When you're doing railings, it's very repetitive. We are going to be, excuse me, somewhat challenged, I think, mentally challenged. Mentally challenged that we don't, get bored and feel a bit suicidal, because it can be can be heavy going, and when you see the number of them you've got to do. But they are beautiful tracks, they do mould them absolutely fantastically well. I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to return our little jig over here. Whoops. I've forgotten the gun barrel. I've been a bit careless there, haven't I? Didn't put the gun barrel away. I don't think Stewart will be very impressed. I try not to forget anything. Yeah, I'm starting to wish I'd got this kit now, to be honest. Quite impressed by it. I do like a King Tiger. Maybe I'll treat myself to one, or some kind soul will buy me one for Easter, perhaps. He says, hint, hint to the wife. Right. So, sorry, I've just put those. That actually belongs in this bag, doesn't it? Here is the. So this is the outer. Yeah, this is the outer of the actual turret itself. There's an outer and an inner face. It's kind of odd the way they do that, to be honest. They do both surfaces, but this is the outside. So if you look carefully, we should be able to see our weld seams. Have a good look at this. Yeah, can we see that? Yeah, they've done it really well, haven't they? This is where they really do excel, Ryefield, I think. The seams have been beautifully done. And then you've got all the points where the brackets mount for the spare track links. So that's that. Pop that away. Yeah. I love the way Ryefield go about things. I just dread the day, which is almost certainly coming before too long, when I'm actually building one. I have a feeling I need to... there are things I need to build. Anything would be good at the moment, but I do need to build a Ryefield armour kit. I need to build a wingnut wings, just for the experience of those things, I think it would be very, very good to do that. Okay, so that's that one. And then we got our lower hull. Let's have a look at this. Okay, is that just a piece of sprue? It is. Oh, they look like a bracing piece of sprue across the bottom, across the back. I mean, when you see the exterior of this tank, the exterior is not that much bigger, is it? The lower part, I mean, the hull. It doesn't look that much bigger than a Panther, really. It's more height, isn't it? It's big on the height and the width, with the big mudguards and the huge tracks. I think that's what makes it so imposing, really. Yeah, they've done that very nicely. Yep, there's nothing wrong with that. And again, you never get any flash or anything like that with these kits. They're always pretty much perfect. I just wish that they would do the easy bit, do a little bit of history and stop being so lazy. Right, what have we got here? We've got some tools. It's all the tools and the track rods and... sorry, barrel rods I should say. Wow, look how small some of these parts are. My lord. Just look at that. That is small, isn't it? And then you've got these rods are for clearing the track links and prizing them out and all that kind of thing. And then if you've got like a hatchet here, and that's your tool extension for your jack, and you've got like a sledgehammer. Wow, Yes, that's very very nicely moulded though, aren't they? They're flawless, aren't they? You just don't see any filling or flash or anything like that at all. Short shots, no. No. It's just odd to me the way that so many of these manufacturers, not one of them gets everything right there, do they? Some of them do things like moulding beautifully, and then other things they like the simple instructions, they don't do it well. I won't take this out, but it's our photo etch. Basically, it's all the grills. Did it have a jack? I didn't see a jack. No doubt it'll become clear as I go through the parts. Because they do have a rear jack, just like the Tiger does at the back. But yeah, these are really quite thin as well. You can tell they're actually very thin compared to something like Tamiya. On this side, you've got some more. And there's that spade. Look, we've even got the spade in photo etch. Incredible. Amazing. So that's very nice. I won't open this. It's just the periscopes really for the Cooper. There's no point opening that. Again, not being lazy, but there's no point opening this either. It's just very small decals with the numbers on. That's all. I noticed that this it doesn't have Zimmerit on this King Tiger. Not that I can see. And I guess this is because it's the late war one and they'd already stopped doing that. Because it was just delaying the production a little bit. And plus we realised that there was nobody using mines and all that kind of thing. That wasn't really happening anyway. On the modern battlefield, that's your least of your problems, isn't it? It's drones that you're going to worry about. Now, interestingly, we've now got... we know that we had these towing eyes in resin, 3D printed resin, and again we also have this extinguisher and we have the headlight all in resin. Here you've got it in plastic as well. Obviously this is just like a generic sprue, because if you look, we've also got the aerial here, one of the radio aerials, which they've done very nicely, haven't they, that radio aerial? Something that you often don't get in some kits. Here's the spade made in plastic. And the hatchet, you've got a bit of duplication going on. I think that's just a generic sprue that we've got here, and then you can see the wire cutters and the cable holders and all that kind of thing. But very beautiful. Yeah, I was right. There is a jack. Here it is, the jack. There. That's part of the jack mechanism. Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it? It's a really. They're really very good at moulding, these guys. They're probably one of the best. One of the best in the business, Ryefield, but they just cut corners elsewhere. They don't want to engage with the customers too much, and they don't want to give you any info. It's just a little bit disappointing. But you cannot fault the plastic. Right, next one, big sprue now, so I'll zoom right back for this one. Big old sprue here. And this has got the upper hull, and those side plates for the lower hull. Yeah, you can see the sort of scale of the King Tiger here now. Yeah, it's a big old beast, isn't it? Look at that. And it's quite clever the way they do it as well, because they've got these in the relative positions within like a secondary sprue, which is good for saving time and weight and space in the bag and the box. These are the frames where the grills go at the back on the upper deck. You've got barrel cleaning tools here, and then you've got the actual upper deck itself here with the gears for the turret, and you've got your hatch covers for the engine, access covers, and some really fine detail. I mean, look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah, they've done this well. Yeah, I think for £48, I really think this kit's an absolute bargain, really, to be honest. It is. Yeah, there's no getting away from the quality of these guys and their moulding process. Whoa, one step back into its bag. It duly did. somebody made a comment the other day which I thought was quite funny and spot on, and he was talking about me battling with the Matchbox kits, especially the Brewster Buffalo, that did not want to go back in its box under any circumstances. And as he pointed out, this gentleman said, well, it just proves what a cheap and nasty design, and this is the one that Ryefield keep using, the end opening boxes, you know, how horrible they are to actually use. And he said it's clearly driven by cost. I would say Matchbox's defence, the only thing was that it's totally different to Ryefield, is the quality of the cardboard, which wasn't very thick. It was like a semi-recycled carton board they used. I used to be in the paper board business, so I know about it. And it was like a semi-recycled carton board, like a carrier board type thing. And it was very, very, I mean, the fact that they look, you've seen obviously Matchbox March, the quality of some of those I've still got and how new they look. 50 years old, they look brand new, you know. And that's a testament to the quality of the printing and the quality of the actual carton board they used. It's just a shame that they didn't stick with that original lift-top box, because they are so much better, aren't they? But anyway, digressing. So back to the Tiger. This has got some wonderful detail on the rear wall where the exhausts come out. But look at the detail you've got here. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that's pretty special. Done that really well. That's pretty good. And then we've got over here, we have got the rather impressive. This is also the gun barrel and the breech of the gun. 88mm, of course. Absolutely deadly. Here we go. So here's our gun breech, and as I suggested, you do indeed get a plastic gun barrel, which looks pretty good, I've got to say, as plastic goes, but it's no match for. There is a bit of a short shot there actually. Now, what was I just saying? I've never seen that before in a Ryefield, a bit of a short shot. It's not a short shot on the part, it's a short shot on the sprue gate connector point. Can you see that? That's a little bit weird, isn't it? Just here. Yeah, that's something's gone wrong when it's come out of the mould, I think. It's kind of sheared away, hasn't it? See that? Anyway, not to worry. But yeah, so you don't need to worry about this anyway, because you've got a metal barrel in this kit. But some wonderful parts there. I mean, just look at the you get some different options. I know that Jason complained about this, didn't he? Saying they give you all this extra plastic that you don't end up using, and about a third of the kit ends up sort of either in the bin or in the cupboard, you know. I mean, they've got here obviously another duplication with the muzzle breech, the flash eliminator of the muzzle. But it's a nice one. It's slide moulded. Look at this. Here, where my finger is here. It's a slide moulded muzzle. So if you know, it's debatable whether they really needed to go to resin, but yeah, nice. And here you've got your shock absorbers, the recoil suppression system, and then over here you've got the actual breech itself, where your shells get shoved in there, ready for firing. And then you've got the back of the barrel here going into the breech itself, which is here. Nice. That's a mighty, mighty looking gun, isn't it? And all these little fine parts that they've got. Wow, don't they? Ryefield could be the best manufacturer of the lot, I think, if they've certainly got as good as moulding as anybody else. It's just a shame that they don't go the whole hog with the information, that's all. You know, I mean, do a Tiger and a King Tiger one at least. It's well-known tanks in the world. Don't they know anything about them? Come on. Silly. Right, now then. Here we have got our, this has got the internal, it gets a bit confusing, the internal turret. So this is the internal wall, basically, if you like. So we sort of concentrate on it, what it looks like on that side, I suppose. Yeah, and I was wrong, wasn't I? It's not a full interior set on this tank. It's just that you've got the full gun muzzle. They call it the upgrade version. Now, I had it in my mind it was an interior set, but it's not, of course. Not a full interior, which is probably a blessing. There's no engine. There's no engine gearbox, was there? But look at the detail you've got here. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that's pretty special. You've got the mantlet. It looks like there's two mantlet choices, I think. Different types of mantlet, or outer and inner, I think. You have got all the cupola for the commander's hatch there. You've got the rear hatch. Look at all these parts. You've got the rear hatch. Looks like there's two versions of the rear hatch. One. Oh no, it's the inner. That's the inner side of it, and that's the outer. And then you've got all the other little hatches here for the gunner to access. And then you got your machine. Look at these machine guns. These are nice. Look at that. Yeah, MG34. For sure, that's an MG34. Yeah. Beautiful. Turn it that way so it makes a bit more. Makes a bit more sense there, doesn't it? So many tiny parts as well. Look at that lot. Just incredible, really. Obviously here you've got your main top hatch of the turret, the roof of the turret. Many tiny parts that I don't recognise what on earth they could be. And I think these are all the periscopes, aren't they? The outer periscopes. That's a nice sprue, that. It's a very nice sprue. But then they're all nice sprues in this kit, to be honest. I'm quite impressed. I quite like this in that it isn't full interior, because I'm thinking, first I thought, upgrade, it's going to be full interior. But it's not, but it's got a lot of parts that, I mean, everybody was talking about the Tiger, the Jagdpanther, the one with the full interior set that I did recently. Sorry, it's Tiger, wasn't it? And then Tiger interior set. And everybody was saying how marvelling at the quality, but the biggest comment, the most common comment, was that people kept coming back and saying, yeah, but you're not going to see any of this, are you, really? And this is the problem, isn't it? Sorry, just in 1 second, just having a little bit of a crisis in there. Right, there we go. Alright, so now then, now we've got multiple back plates, you can see. One external and one internal. Kind of curious, and you've got all the separate side skirts, which I quite like, because it means you can play around with these. You can have a couple of them damaged. Let's have a look. Get the zoom tool out. There we go. There's your side skirts, all separate. So you can have them, one can be up, like for maintenance, accessing the tracks, or have a play with a couple of them and damage them with some shell fire. Here you've got your mud guards, and you've got your one of your engine hatches there. And then over here we've got this several rear back walls. So there's obviously different versions. Interesting, that, to be honest. Not sure why that is. It's one internal, that looks like an internal version. You've got your armour plating for your exhausts here. That's very nice. I do like this, the machine gun port, which actually looks like the sort that you get in a German gun emplacement or a bunker, because it's got the layered. You can see the sort of layered armour in it. I don't know if you can make this out with the camera. It's like multiple layers of armour. Very interesting. And then you've got some cables here. And lots and lots of small parts. Gosh, there's some. Is that a mirror? That's a mirror, I think. It's a mirror. Some very, very fine stuff going on here. I think that's a mirror. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I think it is. I think it's a road mirror that they can flick up when they're on the road. And again, the rear deck there for the engine. It's amazing, isn't it? It's really nice, that. Very nice. Got the exits for the engine deck exits for the air conditioning covers. And then last but not least, we have got a huge, humongous sprue here. Sorry about the noise in the background, it's my central heating kicking in. And we've got some lovely weather at the moment, but it's not warm. It's very bright, but very cold. Very chilly wind indeed from the north. As you would imagine, that does not bring us a lot of that. I have to have the heating on. Right, so, last one. And they are absolutely sublime. These are fantastic. Look at these. The quality of the moulding again is just excellent. Really, really nice. All your idle wheels and your drive sprocket wheels. And here's it had the gears, the reducer gear. I pointed out the instructions for the gearbox. Well, it's for the transmission, sorry, not the gearbox itself. It's there with all its little gears on. I mean, look at the detail there. Probably too close. Let's try that. See it? Absolutely amazing. Fantastic. And you got your exhaust in one piece here. You've got all these the sprocket rings, and then we've got all the ancillary bits and grills, and you've got your towing hooks, or eyes I should say, towing eye, and lots of these tiny little parts. There's that gear that I was talking about here. The gear, I'm just going back to what I was talking about the transmission and the reducer gears, like a gear and pinion setup, isn't it? And then you've got your grills for the engine, and you've got your wheel nuts. Fantastically small part. I think this is for the master builder. This is why Stewart's right up this. It's right up a street. This is. Just not sure I've got the patience to tackle so many tiny parts. Tiny parts. The carpet monster's going to get you if you're not careful. There's your torsion bars here. Torsion rods. And then there's the bars that actually go into the axles for the wheels. Now, speaking of the carpet monster, I know we all joke about it, all of us, from time to time, but oh my god. Did you see Plasmo? He did I'd reviewed this kit, of course, the gas patch ME163B, the Comet, in 70-second scale, and he built it, and he's done a YouTube video, and he had a bit of a nightmare with it. It wasn't a bad kit, it was just so tiny, so fiddly, because of the scale, it's not big anyway. And he had, and I did warn about this when I did the review and said that carpet monster's going to get you, and it got him, and he had a real battle. He said he hunted for one part for 2 hours. I think he found it in the end, which is to his credit. But it just shows it's really, really challenging when you get kits with minute parts like that, especially when the scale is small. It just adds to the level of stress and challenge you can face. And someone of his standard, very, very high quality skill modeller, you could tell it was really challenging him. He did make I don't want to sound critical, but he did make a bit strange choice, I thought, with his paints. He went for Tamiya acrylics, and you could tell that they didn't get down that well, whether it was because, I presume he primed it, I think he did, but whether it was because it's a resin kit, of course, it's 3D printed resin, the whole kit. So whether it was to do with that, I don't know, but I think if he'd used AK real colours, he might have had, for that sort of kit and that sort of application, I'm not sure that Tamiya acrylics was the way to go, personally. But he did a fine job of it. It looked really nice at the end, but I think he was glad to move on, because I think he found it challenging his eyesight, and he's a lot younger than me. Anyway, digressing. That is actually a very nice kit. Now, it's only £48 retail. I'm sure there's, if there's not already, there's probably going to be, I think there is an upgrade kit you can get for this, an interior kit, but I always want to shy away from those because they're just, for me, they're just a complete overload. I mean, there's a lot of parts in there. Does it tell us how many parts? They tend not to be quite honest. No, it doesn't even give us a date on it. Does it? No, there's no date. But it's just come out this week, so it's brand new. Well, I say this week. This week I'm filming it, which is mid-March, to be honest. I think that's a really excellent kit. Yes, I always have reservations about their tricky tracks and their tricky instructions, but actually the instruction clarity I thought was much better, using colours to make it fairly straightforward for you. I think it's one of those kits you're just going to have to take your time over. But I'm actually going to give it 10 out of 10 because I think it's that good and it's very good value. Hell of a lot of plastic in there for £48. You know, if that was £60 it wouldn't seem overpriced, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's an absolute winner. It's a really nice Henschel King Tiger. Very tempted to get one of those myself actually, but would I build it though? It's a bit too much, too fiddly. My eyes can't take it. Probably some of you noticed during March I was taking off these glasses and the other ones when I was alternating and putting on my really high magnification reading glasses, which is not a good sign. Doesn't really mix well with that kit, I don't think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I say 10 out of 10, which is probably, I think that's probably the best rating I've given a Ryefield. You remember when they did their Puma versus there was the Ryefield Puma and the Mini Art Puma, and I think I gave it. Certainly, the Ryefield was the winner in my view. Same reason though; it's very good value indeed. They're very good at that, and they're incredibly good at moulding. Superb, you know. When you paint up those parts and put a wash on them, they just pop, you know. So well defined, beautiful, sharp, you know. Fantastic. 10 out of 10 Ryefield. Hope you'll give me a 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up. This review didn't actually take me quite as long as I thought it was going to, so it's a bit of a relief because I was getting ready for another of these 2-hour videos, which I don't want any more than you do. And that's come as quite a pleasant surprise. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned. We have got another one coming up actually, which I think you'll be interested in. I'll show you what it is actually. I'll reach across and give you a taster, because I know that people like a little bit of a trailer. The Leopard, the Ukrainian issue of the 2A6 Leopard, full interior kit, which I think you're going to find very interesting. So that goes really well with their Leopard. And I think it's going to be worth a look. And another interesting pack, Ryefield again, also good value. So we'll talk about that again anyway. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay well, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Thanks a lot, and bye for now.